The Miami Marlins will introduce the team's new general manager at a news conference Monday. And this is no mundane hire. The team announced longtime baseball executive Kim Ng will become the first woman and first Asian American to lead a Major League Baseball team. Ng is also believed to be the first female GM in any of the Big Four male pro sports leagues in North America. For more, let's bring in Greg Cote. He's a Miami Herald sports columnist and host of the Greg Cote Show podcast. Greg, good to have you with us. So how has this announcement been received there in Miami?
With excitement. People are excited about this. It's a groundbreaking hiring. It's a ceiling-shattering hiring, and I think there's an excitement in the air. You know, this is a football town first, and probably a basketball town second, but the Marlins have seized the attention right now because it's exciting. You know, they just made the playoffs last season for the first time in 17 years, and now they're setting a record here with this general manager hiring that's really groundbreaking. It's a positive thing, a very progressive move by them, and I think it's going to be received with overwhelming approval.
Well, Ng is breaking barriers, but she has a resume to back it up. She learned from one of the best in Brian Cashman in New York. Set the stage for us. People who don't necessarily know what a baseball general manager does, what will be her responsibilities there in Miami?
Yeah, you're right about that resume. She's been in executive front offices in baseball for 30 years now, with the White Sox and then the Yankees and then the Dodgers and then the MLB front office. So she's exceptionally qualified. It doesn't mean that she'll end up being a great general manager. We'll see about that, but she certainly deserves the chance she's being given. And a general manager basically oversees the baseball operations. She's the boss. She's the boss of the manager. She's going to be in charge of personnel, of who they sign in free agency and stuff like that. So it's a major role with a lot of power to it.
Well, Kim Ng is not only the first woman to be named general manager of any of the major American men's sports teams, she's also the first Asian American person to hold that title in baseball. Here is her reaction. Quote, "When I got into this business, it seemed unlikely a woman would lead a major league team, but I am dogged in the pursuit of my goals. My goal is now to bring championship baseball to Miami." What impact could this have on other sports? And, you know, what do you think about that goal of a championship?
Well, I think it's going to have a great impact. You know, anytime a barrier is broken like this and somebody becomes the first of something, I think it sets the pace for others to follow. And as far as the championship goes, we'll see about that. But the Marlins did make the playoffs last season for the first time in a while, so she's taking over an up and rising, an up and coming baseball franchise. It's got great ownership with Derek Jeter out front. Don Mattingly just won the Manager of the Year award in the National League, and so they have a young starting pitching staff that's really strong. So she takes over an ascending team, and I think she has a chance. You know, she's been proving people wrong her entire career. The idea that a woman, an Asian American woman, couldn't do what she's now doing, and if she wins a championship for the Marlins, she's going to continue to prove people wrong.
Yeah, you know, those are high expectations that she has set for herself. And as you mentioned, the Marlins made the playoffs last year for only the third time in franchise history. I'm wondering if there are any specifics. As you say, it's a team in its ascendancy, but what do you think some of the first steps will be by Ng to put Miami in contention for a World Series?
That's a good question. You know, we're coming into free agency now, and a lot of it, what interests me is how much are the Marlins going to be willing to spend to bring in the talent that they need, particularly on the offensive end in the batting order. You know, she's used to being with the Yankees and the Dodgers. She's used to being with franchises that spend a lot of money and go out and make big splash hirings in free agency. Let's see if the Marlins are going to do that. Let's see if they're going to allow her to go after the whales in free agency instead of the minnows. And so a lot of it depends on how much latitude she is given by ownership to go out and spend and do things of that nature rather than just build through the draft as they've been trying to do.
All right, Greg Cote, thank you.
Anytime.